For anyone who wants to work with me, whether it's anyone can attain fitness, Fit Gamers Guild, or something else I might do, my background as to how I do or why I do this, I didn't choose the fit life. It kind of chose me, but it made me a bad coach at first. So let me just start at the beginning. When I was 12, I was kind of soft around the edges. I spent a lot of time playing video games, and my mom decided to start making healthier dinners for me. I didn't like it because I was 12 and I was kind of a jerk about it. You know, young kids don't appreciate when someone does something nice for you and they don't want to eat healthy food. So I started eating less. Not only was I eating healthier, I was eating less because I didn't like it. And so not only did I also have my growth spurt, I was only 12, that put me in a calorie deficit and I just leaned out. It was just something that happened to me, not because of any effort I made. And then in middle school, I saw a presentation for a JROTC program when I was going to start high school. And I figured I'd join it because I wanted to hang out with people. Because honestly, I've always had a hard time finding a group of friends. We moved around a lot. And then halfway through that first year, I realized how out of shape I was. I was used to getting A's in all my classes, and I hated not getting a good grade. And so the fitness component of that, I wasn't good at. So it was just like doing homework for me. It's just go out and do stuff. So I just started running, doing push-ups and sit-ups at home. It wasn't terribly hard. When I say it wasn't terribly hard, I mean the programming itself. The actual exercise, of course, was hard, but it wasn't game changing. It was just something basic, but it felt good and it lit a fire under me. And pretty much I started working out every day. Like at first it was kind of like a shame thing, like, oh, I'm out of shape. But then I started to enjoy it and I started to see differences and I started to feel prideful. And then we moved again, my freshman sophomore summer into sophomore year. And when I moved to the new college, people really noticed, or the new high school, people really noticed the difference. Or I guess not the difference so much as they just noticed me. I was had a better posture. I looked taller. I looked stronger than I ever did. I was kind of good looking, and my confidence or my arrogance grew, and being fit became part of my identity. And I just kept doing it, and it got to a point where I just couldn't imagine my life without it. Every day I had to do something, stretching, running, something. And the thing with that is that not only did the healthy eating happen to me, but the motivation was just present every day. And so that came easy to me too. And that's not true for most people. And it took me a while to understand that. Hence me saying I wasn't a good coach at first. Um, so that first part was, you know, the motivation, the start of it. But then I started to find balance. And balance to me was when I went to college and I started going to the gym regularly. That's when I had regular gym access for the first time. And I started seeing even better results just because I was lifting more weights. And I just grew muscle pretty easily. I was doing more exercises that I wasn't doing before, and I started to look the part of like a fit man, and people were hyping me up. And the thing is, like, I believed it. I just didn't want to do that yet. But people said, "Oh, you could train people, man. Like you're in shape." And the problem is, I really didn't have any direction at that point. I dropped out of college. I got a job, and the main reason I just kept working out was because I really liked it. I kind of stopped eating healthy at this point, but because I worked out all the time, I had a high metabolism, and I needed to prioritize protein without any other knowledge just to make sure I got enough protein. I stayed in decent shape. I didn't really get any bigger at this point. I did gain some muscle, but that was it. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't say like all that didn't also help me in my dating life. Shout out to my wife. And then COVID hit, and everything kind of was on the ropes for a little bit. But then my wife said, "Why don't you become a personal trainer?" And I've heard that a bunch of times, but her saying it at that time was just crucial. It stuck. So I went ahead and got certified. I found a gym job, and I felt like I was doing something I loved, except I kind of sucked at it. So like I'm finally getting my life in this position where I'm training people and I'm balancing that out with being a husband and a dad. Except I wasn't good with my clients because they were nothing like me. For me, everything just fell into place. For them, they were trying to make it work. They didn't enjoy working out. They didn't track their food. They didn't want to eat right. They didn't even want to drink enough water or sleep more. I just told them what to do, and they listened, but they didn't actually execute. And I didn't understand why. So I started thinking to myself, okay, maybe if I just look buffer, they'll be like, okay, I just got to listen to this dude. So I started a serious bulk, and that's like part three. That's strength for me. And strength isn't just muscle, but it's my mindset. So for the first time, I started tracking my macros, my calories, and it was probably annoying, to be honest with you, because I didn't like putting in all this stuff. But I noticed almost right away my energy skyrocketed and I was feeling stronger. And I ran a 14-week bulk after taking a couple weeks to figure out how to track and get used to it. And I gained 25 pounds. And it wasn't all muscle, but a big chunk of it was. And I was lifting more weights than ever. I felt super duper strong. And so after I did all this, people again noticed. They're like, "Wow, man, you look so different. You look so much bigger now." But it still wasn't getting clients to really listen to me. And so I was like, okay, maybe I gained too much fat, and so I need to cut now. And once they see me muscular and cut, then they'll want to listen. So it took me 4 months to drop 10 pounds. And that's not saying that I couldn't have been done faster, but it was my first time ever purposely doing a cut, right? But again, before it just happened to me. This time it was me purposely doing it. So again, I was figuring it out. I was dealing with the hunger and the frustration of all that stuff. And also, I wanted it to be slow because I worked hard to gain muscle, and the faster you lose weight, you're gonna lose muscle with it. So I wanted to do it slow to make sure it was mostly fat. And also, I wanted to keep lifting heavy weights because I was addicted to that. And it clicked, right? What I want isn't what my clients want necessarily. I wanted to be muscular and strong. I didn't necessarily care about being thin. I just figured it would help me get more clients or get them to listen to me. But that's what a lot of people want. They want to be just thin and in shape, toned up. Um, and so the definitions that we have are probably different. But the mechanisms to get there are still the same. Once I kind of realized that, it's like, okay, now we don't have to do things my way. We just have to do things in a way that they can do. They wanted to feel better fast. I want to feel better for joy. And so I started kind of understanding that everything shifted in my head. And also, for the first time I think ever, I can really relate to people because I understand how much cutting calories sucks. So, um, at this point in my life, kind of when I was cutting, I understood everything because I was cranky and questioning myself, and I had to start over. So, me understanding what people get went through because I went through it really made a difference as far as like how I approach people now and how I can relate to them. And I'm even a little bit more patient. And I work on trying to find ways that you can slowly get into it. And then the faster you feel momentum going, the easier it is for you to affect more change. So, hey, yeah, I'm recording. Will you close? Will you do the other door? Say I'm recording. Ooh, thanks, sir. So I finally understood what my clients were going through, and that's when it clicked that strength wasn't just like I can't just build physical strength, I have to build mental strength. And that's what I have to help others do. I have to help them build that strength mentally to get to where I got to find that motivation, to keep going, to find that discipline. 'Cause it's not just staying motivated, you just have to keep doing the thing over and over. Getting yourself disciplined, that's the part that really matters. So, my clients are now getting results not because of like one perfect cookie cutter plan, but because of the support and flexibility that I give to them in their plan, right? It's okay to struggle. You just keep going. Not only do we find the motivation, but we build in discipline through consistency. We balance the lifestyle. And that's the kind of strength that I find to be even more impressive than just physical strength, even though some physical strength is incredible. Having that mental discipline to keep going despite failure, that's the part that really matters. It doesn't have to be your life, but it can make your life better. And if I can go from like a socially awkward gamer to like a fit, confident, and fulfilled man, so can you. Or woman. You don't have to be perfect, you just need a little help. So that's my story. And I hope I can help you guys find the same stuff that I did. Same motivation, same energy. Anyone can attain fitness. Awesome job.